Help us make film history by saving it. Give generously to film preservation and get a great gift. Call 1-800-AMC-3360 now and make a donation of $25 to film preservation. You'll receive AMC's 100% cotton long-sleeve T-shirt featuring our Film Preservation Festival logo that will let everyone know you're an AMC fan. Call 1-800-AMC-3360 now and have your Visa or MasterCard ready. Help preserve our glorious past. Give generously to film preservation.
Hollywood is famous for its pretty girls who trek here from every part of the world.
The movies grew up as the ultimate combination of talent and technology.
Here's Busby Berkeley, famous dance director and creator of some of the screen's greatest dance spectacles.
From the earliest days, you needed more than just a pretty face, costumes, and a story.
In the foreground can be seen the cameraman.
You needed the most modern equipment.
This microphone picks up the actors' voices.
Magical machines that served to squeeze all that talent and hard work onto tiny squares of fragile film. And now, with so many films from those times in danger, today's technology is being used to save them.
There's a sharpness here that we have never seen in this movie before.
Not only save them, but improve them. Dick May is the man who looks after the Turner Entertainment Library of classic films. He preserves and restores some of the most famous titles in movie history. Here, screening a new print of Ivanhoe, sharper than when it first came out because modern film stock is so much better.
That sharpness that's in the negative is retained in the printing. And so you see the every hair on Felix Aylmer's beard here.
Can you really make a film look better than it looked in 1939 or 1940?
Yes. And Wizard of Oz is an example. By doing it over again from that original 1939 negative, which is excellent, and doing it onto the film stocks that we've got today, which are very fine grain, we end up with a result that I think is an improvement over the Technicolor. And you see freckles on Garland's face that did not come out in the previous printings.
No, I know we're not in Kansas.
A little spooky when you stop thinking about it, isn't it, really?
Yes.
And it's not just film quality that's improving, so is videotape. This is the 10 Commandments transferred to tape a decade ago. And a new transfer to high-resolution digital tape. Another example, White Christmas put on tape in the early 80s.
The best thing.
Compare it to a newer transfer. Better videotape, much better pictures. And, says Michael Hickey of Paramount, the quality will continue to improve.
Every time the electronics take a quantum leap in terms of their quality, you then need to go back to the film to retransfer film to tape in the new electronic medium.
Getting a little bit more out of it each time.
Each time.
This is a 3-strip nitrate film, Phantom of the Opera, filmed in 1943.
The tools experts use to restore and improve films get more sophisticated every day. When Universal Pictures works on a movie like Phantom of the Opera, the film literally gets hooked to a computer, which records all the different exposures needed to properly print each separate scene. 50 years ago, it was all done by hand. And as Bob O'Neill of Universal points out, there's new technology that can take the scratches out of the Phantom, too.
If you look at the old version, you're going to see a lot of colored dirt, colored scratches going through. Those were all that were on the surface of the film. Nowadays, we do all our printing liquid gate. Technical term, basically what it means is that there's a fluid that's able to fill in those scratches and take the scratches away. And before, where it was raining green dirt, now it's clean and it looks beautiful.
This is that big pop that was there. You can hear it go over that now.
And next time you see the Phantom, computers will have gone over every tiny detail in the soundtrack, too.
Good night.
Fred Law uses an amazing computer program that can zero in on blemishes on the soundtrack, erase them, and fill in the hole by repeating a sliver of sound taken from a split second before.
You're very kind.
There's the spike representing the pop on the screen, and you can see the computer get rid of it.
You're very kind. Good night.
They've come out with new software now that make things so much easier to do and give you so much more flexibility. You just don't know where things are going. You can almost do anything now.
That's the truth. And for the proof, travel across town to where they're working on new Laserdisc versions of the Charlie Chaplin films.
What seems to be some nitrate damage.
Chaplin's own archive copies of the films have been put on digital tape for restoration. Editor Brett Hampton can literally cover up film blemishes.
There's the first frame where it goes bad. So I'm going to put up a blue line this time, and I'm going to cover over just that part of the picture where the damage is, and then replace that with the previous frame.
And so, a little patch of picture from a split second before is electronically pasted over the blemish. Hampton has done this over 1,000 times on just this one movie.
If you look just above the spittoon down on the left, there is some kind of dirt or nitrate damage. So what we're going to do is we'll put up our blue dot and then cover it with a piece from the previous frame. And as you can see, oops, not quite perfect. I've got to do a little adjusting. There. It's tedious sometimes because you have to be a real nitpicker to get some of the things, but that's what makes it more enjoyable for people to watch.
Although Chaplin sometimes took a dim view of technology in his films, the man who supervised this restoration thinks the comedian would approve of what technology has done for him in these modern times. Film historian David Shepard.
It was clear that he wanted to represent these films to new audiences. He was always frustrated by lack of quality. He wanted beautiful prints. He wanted beautiful sound. The fact that we can achieve this would please him.
It's exacting work, movie restoration. And for all the technology, there are only a handful of film labs archivists trust to do the job right. This is one, YCM Labs in Burbank, California, near the Disney, Warner, and Universal Studios.
And sir.
YCM made its reputation a few years back, joining with UCLA to restore Becky Sharp, the first feature made in 3-strip Technicolor. Pete Comandini of YCM recalls the 1935 film was a shambles.
Most people had, through the years, given the picture up. Along the way, a lot of the reels got lost, misplaced, destroyed, whatever. So we attempted to piece that picture back together from what existed.
Not until I find a home, or a room, a garret, any pillow to lay my head upon.
Becky Sharp was very well received. Nobody had really seen the picture the way it was originally photographed. So when our restoration hit, it really shook a lot of people up.
Well, I've spoken to him, and he thinks you'll make a very fine console at some distant spot.
It was a monster. But then again, when you look back, it's one monster after another.
Comandini and YCM tackled The Toll of the Sea, a monster from 1921, the first film in primitive 2-strip Technicolor. The negative existed, but had shrunk from 35 millimeter to 34, 33 and a half. Somehow, they got it in shape and went on to do Follow Through.
It was the first all-talking, all-singing, all-golfing musical.
All golfing?
All golfing, yes.
Yes, Follow Through had golfing. It also had a lot of girls in their underwear. This, after all, was 1930, before the censors cracked down on such things. And it had some devilish dance sequences, too. For years, all that existed of this film was a very beat-up print. But when Follow Through's original negative was discovered in Universal's vaults, YCM went to work on it, clearing the cobwebs away.
The Academy is presenting a special award of commendation to Pete.
It's fitting, then, that the wizards of YCM were to get a special award from the Motion Picture Academy for their work in developing the new printing techniques that brought Follow Through and so many other films out of the shadows. But the YCM experts and all the others you've just seen would agree there's so much more to be done. They can provide the technical magic to restore America's vanishing films, but they need more help and more money from studios, from government, from movie fans. Will the rest of us follow through?
AMC presents Hollywood's original singing cowboy.
In fact, she'll turtle dove me.
It's Gene Autry with Champion in one of his only color films, The Strawberry Roan.
Ride my way, Texas Sandman, Texas Sandman.
AMC, keeping our American Western movie heritage alive.
In the event you just turned on your television set and you wonder what in the world's going on here, this is AMC's second annual Film Preservation Festival. We are right in the midst of showing rare color features starring Gene Autry. He's our man of the hour. We honor him today not only with these movies, but with an AMC original production chronicling his life and career called Gene Autry Melody of the West. But right now, we've got Gene's first color feature. It's called The Strawberry Roan. It's a picture that really stars Gene and Gene's horse, Champion. Champion's in the title role. Champion's a wild outlaw stallion in this one. He apparently did a pretty good job of equine acting. Some of the scenes involved wild horse chases and the ultimate taming of the roan, all considered especially exciting at the time and especially good by the audiences of 1948. In a departure from most westerns of this kind, Gene insisted on predominantly location shooting, mostly in Arizona, instead of out there in the San Fernando Valley. He felt there were so many westerns being shot in the northwestern end of that valley that kids all over the United States started to recognize every rock and every bush in the area. Sometimes they complained openly in the middle of the picture, and loudly, too. Anyway, Gene insisted on filming in locales that were actually indicated by the script. So this is certainly a cut above the others in that sense. We've got Gene Autry, we've got Jack Holt, we've got Gloria Henry, and we're introducing Pat Buttram, who would become Gene's regular comedy sidekick in The Strawberry Roan.